Somebody stop me. Oh,
Who hasn't heard of Rambling with Gambling? John B. Gambling began radio's longest dynasty, spanning 3 generations of radio personalities. Since 1925, the voice of John B., A., or R has been on the air in New York, bringing news, information, and more in the early morning. John B. began the legacy at WOR-AM, and in 1942, Rambling with Gambling began its historical run.
Any time, Dad, that you get tired of doing this, I'm always glad to take over, you know. Well, isn't that nice?
John A. Gambling took over Rambling with Gambling in 1959, when his father retired. Having already worked at several radio stations and hosted his own nighttime show, Music from Studio X, his easygoing style was a natural for the show. By 1975, there were over 2 million listeners and growing.
He was a true professional. He looked upon his job as being part of people's mornings. He strongly believed that it was his place to just be a non-intrusion in people's mornings.
John R. Gambling joined his father as co-host of the show in 1978, after working at WHBS-FM Poughkeepsie and other stations. In 1991, he took sole possession of the show and hosted it until 1999. The Guinness Book of World Records lists Rambling with Gambling as the world's longest-running radio show, having aired over 23,000 programs.
Can you believe it? 70 years we've been doing this silliness called Rambling with Gambling. John R. over here.
In September of 2000, John R. moved to 77 WABC, and his new program, The John Gambling Show, has pulled in even more listeners to this long-running dynasty.
If you don't validate something in somebody's life, there's no reason for them to listen to you. You've got to touch them at some level, one-to-one.